Chapter 3684. All right. Firehawk nodded indifferently and stood there quietly, waiting for news. The group of angels and phoenixes moved quickly and surrounded the trading area from all directions. Their bodies emitted a powerful aura that caused one's heart to palpitate. What's going on? More than 100 experts of the Phoenix clan are here to buy the eternal embryo fruit? It should be, but it's very rare to see more than 100 phoenixes gathered together. When they walked into the trading area, some experts saw them and asked doubtfully. However, they did not pay too much attention to it. After all, the Dragon King was selling eternal pregnancy fruits now. It was normal for some experts to come and buy them. Everyone, move and approach the trading area. If we approach at the same time, we will definitely attract the attention of the Dragon King. If he wants to escape, we will attack him directly and pin him down. We must not let him escape. Huamin Tian looked at the information in his hands and immediately gave an order on the universe AI. He looked at Senior Fire Eagle beside him and nodded slightly. They moved and quickly flew towards the trading area. Their speed was very fast, and the might of their bodies could not be concealed at all. However, at this time, there was no need to conceal their might at all. With the Dragon King's strength, he would be able to sense them as soon as they got close, so there was no need to hide. From all directions, the experts of the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan flew over in an encirclement. Wang Xian was sitting leisurely in the trading center. Suddenly, he felt waves of energy flying towards him from all directions. Someone who could emit such energy was definitely not a weakling. His eyes flickered as he looked around. There must be a reason for so many experts to fly over at the same time in such a manner. Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he scanned the surroundings with a smile. That Dragon King should have sensed our arrival, but he didn't react at all. Is he that confident? Angel Gardecker and the rest, who were surrounding Wang Xian from all directions, were shocked when they sensed that Wang Xian did not move. Logically speaking, with such a terrifying attack, it should have been alerted. However, the Dragon King did not move at all, as if he did not sense them. It also seemed like he didn't care about them at all. Arrogant. Angel Gardeck's eyes were cold as he stared ahead. Boom boom boom. As one powerful figure after another flew over, the old monsters around the trading area who had not left yet sensed the majestic energy, and their faces revealed vigilant expressions. What's going on? A large number of experts are flying over here. A large number of experts are flying over from all directions. What's going on? There's something wrong with the situation. There are experts coming from all directions. They've surrounded us. What are these fellows trying to do? On the land of the trading center, a group of old monsters looked around, frowned slightly, and growled in a low voice. These waves of energy were extremely terrifying, causing them to feel some fear. He's not weak. Wang Xian sat there, swept his gaze across the surroundings and spoke with a faint smile. Boom boom boom. In front of him, waves of terrifying fire energy dyed the entire void red. Two huge fire phoenixes flapped their wings and flew towards him. Chirp chirp. Behind him, a phoenix cry was heard. A large number of water phoenixes flapped their wings and flew over. Behind these dozens of water phoenixes, a huge water phoenix totem rose. This water phoenix totem was incomparably powerful. As it flapped its wings, it contained a terrifying aura. From the left, right, and other directions, the experts of the angel tribe and the other races flew over in unison. As they approached, all the experts locked onto Wang Xian's position on the land of the trading center. What's going on? What are the experts from the angel race and phoenix race trying to do? They're here for the Dragon King. From the looks of it, it doesn't seem like they're here to purchase eternal pregnancy fruits. They've completely sealed off the surrounding space. They've come prepared. When the experts on the land of the trading center saw this, their expressions changed as they looked towards Wang Xian. Some experts were afraid of being implicated and flew out. The experts from the Phoenix race and Angel race did not stop them. They're here to deal with the Dragon King. Could it be that they're here to consume the eternal pregnancy fruits? Some of the experts who were sent flying looked over and exclaimed in shock. Wang Xian swept his gaze across them and raised his eyebrows slightly. Why are there so many phoenixes? What are the experts from the phoenix race trying to do? Mobilizing so many experts, what's going on? He murmured as he sat there casually, waiting for them to approach. The Dragon King is really confident. Angel Gardecker, Fiery Sky Phoenix, and the rest of the experts flew over. This was completely different from what they had expected the Dragon King to escape. The Dragon King was still sitting there calmly and did not seem to care about them at all. Hee, this is even better. Angel Gardecker sneered. They exchanged glances and flew towards the ground of the trading center. They formed an encirclement around Wang Xian. The Dragon King's composure is really strong. Fiery Eagle Phoenix flew to the front, flapped its wings, stared at Wang Xian and remarked plainly, "Since someone is here to deliver resources to me, I'm naturally more than welcome." Wang Xian looked at Fiery Eagle Phoenix and replied with a smile. This was an existence at the level of a maniac. Dragon King, we'll take all of your eternal pregnancy fruits." Fiery Eagle Phoenix laughed heartily as he spoke plainly to Wang Xian. "If you want, take out your resources for an exchange." Wang Xian replied plainly, "I prefer the Dragon King to give me the eternal pregnancy fruits." Fiery Eagle Phoenix chuckled. "I don't give my eternal pregnancy fruits to beggars." Wang Xian shook his head slowly and sneered. "Give them to you? This is really interesting. They're here to pick a fight. Are they here to pick on the Dragon King? Are they here for the eternal pregnancy fruits? I think so. The Phoenix race doesn't seem to have any conflict with the Dragon King. Computer, www. At x81zw at look over there are experts from the Angel race. The Angel race has a feud with the Dragon Palace. When the old monsters saw this scene, their faces were filled with astonishment. The experts from the Phoenix race are here for the eternal pregnancy fruits? They are using too much strength. Are they trying to threaten the Dragon King? Chapter 3685. Dragon King, you'd better take out all your eternal pregnancy fruits. Angel Gardecker stared at Wang Xian. Seeing how composed Wang Xian was, he revealed a mocking look. The Dragon King definitely didn't know how strong they were. Seems like you guys are going to snatch it by force. Just a bunch of trash like you? Wang Xian swept his gaze across them and said plainly, "Dragon King, you're really arrogant." The Fire Eagle Phoenix stared at Wang Xian. His aura gradually turned violent. He flapped his wings slightly and waves of heat surged towards the surroundings. SSS, they're really here to snatch the eternal pregnancy fruits. The Dragon King must have taken out too many eternal pregnancy fruits, which aroused their greed. Therefore, they banded together and came to snatch it. Are they a match for the Dragon King? The Dragon King doesn't seem to care about them at all. The Dragon King killed the Golden Bear Maniac, the Old Witch and the Maniac Seal. He might not be afraid of them. That Fire Phoenix is a maniac-level existence. And the totems behind the 40 to 50 Water Phoenixes aren't any weaker than the Maniac level. www.m/x81zw/com/around the trading area, the group of old monsters from the Invincible domains saw the situation clearly. They were obviously trying to threaten the Dragon King. To obtain the eternal pregnancy fruits. I wonder if they can get it. If a battle breaks out, we should be able to understand how strong the Dragon King is. The group of old monsters thought to themselves. Just us? Seeing Wang Xian's mocking look, Angel Gardecker's eyes turned cold. He stared at Wang Xian. With a wave of his arm, a powerful angel corps appeared behind him. The entire angel corps consisted of tens of thousands of battle angels. At the forefront, over 100 battle angels with the combat strength of Third-Order Universe sovereigns stood neatly. Each of them held a huge sword in one hand and a shield in the other. They were like terrifying machines. Dragon King, how dare you offend the Angel Clan? You won't be able to escape today. After we eliminate you today, it won't be long before we annihilate the Dragon Palace and let you know the consequences of offending the Angel Clan. Next to him, an angel said with a cold expression. He waved his arm and a powerful angel army appeared behind him. At the forefront, over 30 battle angels with the combat strength of Third Order Universe sovereigns were staring at Wang Xian coldly. Dragon King, receive the judgment of the angels. In the surroundings, the other dozen or so angels waved their arms, and a powerful angel corps appeared. The battle angels exuding a terrifying aura lined up neatly. With just a command, they could launch the most terrifying attack. In the entire angel corps, there were 400 to 500 Third Order sovereigns. Hiss! When the angel corps appeared one by one, the old freaks of the Invincible domain watched this scene in shock. Angel army, what a terrifying angel army. There are actually 400 to 500 Third Order Universe ruler realm battle angels. They had planned this a long time ago. There must be experts from the angel race participating in this. Otherwise, how could there be such a terrifying angel army? How terrifying! The strength of the angel army can easily tear apart a crazy devil. With such a powerful angel army and the strength of the Phoenix race, the Dragon King is finished. This force is too strong. 400 to 500 Third Order Universe sovereigns and 400 experts from the Phoenix race. How are they going to defend against them? The Dragon King is in trouble. The angel army is here for revenge. All the old freaks of the Invincible domain were shocked. They quickly retreated to avoid the outbreak of the battle. Not to mention the dragon-slaying king, this amount of power was more than enough to kill a second-order sovereign realm expert. Such a powerful angel army and experts from the Phoenix race. You guys really think too highly of me. Wang Xian's eyes lit up as he looked at the powerful angel army. He swept his gaze across the experts from the Phoenix race and continued, Phoenix race, my dragon palace doesn't have any grudges with you guys. Why are you guys getting involved? Do we need to inform the Dragon King about what the Phoenix race does? You're not worthy. Huamindian stared at Wang Xian and said with disdain. Wang Xian squinted his eyes when he heard them. His eyes were filled with malice. It seems like the Phoenix race is also the enemy of the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian clenched his fists as he recalled the words that the leader of the ancestral dragon had passed to the experts in his race. Be careful of the Phoenix. At that time, the experts of the ancestral dragon bloodline were puzzled. Why should they be careful of the Phoenix? Now, Wang Xian felt that there was definitely something behind this. Otherwise, why would so many Phoenix race and angel race besiege him just for the eternal pregnancy fruit? This was clearly illogical. Dragon King, you think too highly of your dragon palace. You're not qualified to go against the Phoenix race. You're just a small dragon palace. Our Phoenix race can easily annihilate it. Fire Eagle stared at Wang Xian and said with disdain. He did not put the Dragon King in his eyes at all. Dragon King, if you don't hand over the eternal pregnancy fruit, we'll make our move. I'd like to see how long you can last against us. Angel Gardecker said with a smile. Now they had victory in their hands. The angel race and the Phoenix race have joined forces to deal with me. You're really giving me face. Wang Xian let out a hearty laugh. He stood up slowly and swept his gaze across his surroundings. In that case, Dragon King, you can die in peace. Huaminian flapped his phoenix wings and said eerily. Boom boom boom. At the same time, an incomparably horrifying aura emanated from his body. Around him, the totems of Fire Eagle and Water Phoenix, as well as the experts of the Phoenix race, exploded with horrifying and vast energy. Judgment! Angel Gardecker roared and an angel sword appeared in his hand. Clang clang clang. Judgment! All the battle angels exploded instantly. The power of light soared into the sky. Judgment! Locked onto Wang Xian. The aura is too strong and too horrifying. The Dragon King is going to be besieged. It's impossible for him to fight alone. Around him, the old monsters of the Invincible domain trembled under the pressure and their foreheads were filled with cold sweat. They retreated in fear. Just the change in aura had made them tremble. If they were in the center of this aura, they would be crushed to death. Great 800 to 900 experts. Wang Xian looked at them with a smile on his face. It's time to stretch my muscles. The unbeginning sacred wings appeared behind him. However, just as he was about to strike, he raised his eyebrows and looked in the direction of the long river. Chapter 3686. Just as Wang Xian was about to strike, he suddenly stopped. The experts from the angel and phoenix race who had surrounded Wang Xian also stopped at this moment. They could sense that there was a frightening powerhouse flying towards them from the other side of the river. There's more than one expert. Fire Falcon was the first to sense it. He looked towards the opposite direction with his eyes shining. Angel Garrick, Huamintian, and the other experts also sensed it and looked over. Swish, swish, swish. In their sight, 7 figures were flying towards them at a terrifying speed. They did not deliberately exude their aura, but all the experts could sense a palpitating sense of danger from their bodies. The unforeseen event at Wang Xian's side also caught the attention of the surrounding old monsters from the Invincible domain. They also looked towards the direction of the river. This is? Suddenly, at this moment, an exclamation was heard. An expert from the Invincible domain stared at the 7 figures in shock. His eyes filled with disbelief. It's the crazy demons. It's the crazy demons, Yao Yui, Shirsen, Shui Mo, Mingsha Xing, Old Witch, Jitian, and Leishan. It's them. What's going on? Why are the 7 crazy demons together? Also, didn't the Old Witch get killed by the Dragon King? Could it be that she didn't die? Didn't the Dragon King kill her? Everyone's eyes widened when they heard the shocking voices. Crazy demons, and 7 of them flying over at the same time. This formation and impact was even stronger than the experts from the Phoenix and Angel race. One should know that they were the strongest and most invincible existences in the Invincible domain. Now that they were flying over together, everyone was shocked. 7 crazy demons? Huamintian, Garrick, Fire Falcon, and the rest of the experts were solemn when they saw the 7 crazy demons flying over. No one in the Invincible domain dared to belittle the gathering of 7 crazy demons. Why are the 7 crazy demons together? The Old Witch isn't dead yet. Could it be that they are here to deal with the Dragon King? An old monster guessed and said, "It's possible." His words were agreed by the surrounding experts. Not to deal with the Dragon King? Then what were they doing here? He was almost 100% here to look for the Dragon King. As for why he was looking for her, it was self-evident. Are they here to deal with the Dragon King? When Angel Gardecker heard the exclamations around him, he raised his eyebrows slightly. He also thought this was the case. All the experts in the Invincible domain knew that the Old Witch had a grudge against the Dragon King. Now that the Old Witch had joined forces with the other mad demons and used the eternal pregnancy fruit as an excuse to gather 6 other mad demons to look for the Dragon King, it was possible. If the 7 mad demons were to attack, they could definitely kill the Dragon King. However, there might be a conflict because of the eternal pregnancy fruit. The mad demons are not easy to deal with. Huamintian's brows furrowed slightly as he looked at the 7 approaching berserk devils. Boom, boom, boom. At this time, Wu Sha and the other 6 arrived in front of the trading center. They stopped in the void and scanned their surroundings, their eyes shining brightly. Old Witch, this Dragon King belongs to us. I hope you won't interfere. Angel Gardecker stared at Wu Sha and the rest and spoke first. This Dragon King has a grudge against the angels. We have to kill him. As Angel Gardecker spoke, all the surrounding experts focused their attention on him. This was a conversation between 2 powerful forces. A conversation to divide the Dragon King. From the looks of it, the Dragon King was going to die today. He was going to die in the Invincible domain. Hee. When Wu Sha heard Angel Gardecker, she sneered and looked at Wang Xian. She bowed slightly and said, "Dragon King, we're here." "Dragon King, there's a reckless fool who wants to deal with you. We'll help you kill him." www.x81zw/x81zw/ The water demon spat out coldly. The water on his body changed and formed a huge face. Someone actually dares to deal with our Dragon King. They must be courting death. Dragon King, leave this bunch of guys to us. Mingsha also smiled coldly. His body flickered and the avatars of the nether ghost flew out from his body. They were filled with violent murderous intent. Huh, you can't even move your body in the territory of the giant beast of the galaxy. Just nice. How dare you deal with our Dragon King? Huh. Shursen also laughed hysterically. His body expanded rapidly and turned into a huge stone giant. The 7 crazy demons moved one by one. Murderous aura that was as bloody as hell spread out to the surroundings. The entire void seemed to have been frozen in an instant. At this moment, everyone seemed to have been frozen. They stared blankly at the old witch, water demon, and the other 6 crazy demons and listened to their words blankly. Their pupils began to dilate gradually. What's going on? After a full 5 seconds of silence, one of the experts lost his voice and exclaimed, "What's going on?" The old witch, water demon, Mingsha, and the other 6 crazy demons actually saluted the Dragon King? They actually bowed down to the Dragon King? Why are they so respectful to the Dragon King? These were 7 berserk demons. What's going on? The 7 crazy demons submitted to the Dragon King? Gasp. The sound of people sucking in a breath of cold air could be heard as all the experts stared at this scene. What? How is this possible? Angel Gardecker heard the words of the old witch and the other crazy demons. His body trembled violently as he roared in disbelief. How is this possible? The old witch and the others actually submitted to the Dragon King? This is impossible. They are crazy demons. How can they be subdued so easily? They fight crazily and are not even afraid of death. How can they be subdued? Even if the Dragon King has the everlasting pregnancy fruit, the possibility of subduing the crazy demons is very small. The fire-obliterating heavenly fire eagle and the rest of the Phoenix Angels' expressions changed drastically at this moment. Their hearts thumped violently, and they had a bad premonition. You guys came at the right time. Next, don't let any of the experts from the Phoenix and Angel race escape. Wang Xian spoke and instructed them plainly. Yes, Dragon King. Wu Sha, Ming Sha, Water Demon, and the other 6 crazy demons immediately responded respectfully. This scene caused all the experts of the Invincible domain to be filled with astonishment. 7 crazy demons submitted to the Dragon King. This is simply horrifying. Such a Dragon King can really sweep across the entire Invincible domain with ease. Oh no! Oh no! At this time, Angel Gardecker, Huaminyin, Fire Eagle, and the other experts had a drastic change of expression. They are in trouble. Chapter 3687. Huaminyin, Jidek, and the rest of the experts felt their scalps go numb. Their hearts were thumping violently. These 7 maniac demons were the subordinates of the Dragon King. How were they going to eliminate the Dragon King? Not to mention suppress him. With the strength of the 7 maniac demons and the Dragon King, they were no longer a match. Swish, swish, swish. Just as Wang Xian finished his sentence, Wu Sha and the rest made their move. The 7 maniac demons immediately surrounded them to prevent them from escaping. Wang Xian stood there with a faint smile on his face. The group of experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan made up a total of more than 800 Third Order Universe Sovereigns. This was a huge boost to the Dragon Palace. If he could eliminate all of them, the Dragon Palace would definitely receive a huge boost. Of course, in his heart, Wang Xian had already regarded them as resources for the Dragon Palace. This is unbelievable. 7 maniac demons. All 7 maniac demons have been subdued by the Dragon King. They have all submitted to the Dragon King. This is unbelievable. The maniac demons of our Invincible domain have submitted to the Dragon King, and 7 of them. How did the Dragon King subdue them? 7 maniac demons have submitted to the Dragon King. In addition to the Crazy Demon Seal and Golden Centipede Maniac Demon that were killed by the Dragon King, doesn't that mean that 90% of the maniac demons in the Invincible domain have been suppressed by the Dragon King? At this time, the old monsters of the Invincible domain, who were watching this battle from afar, were completely shocked. To them, and even to the entire Invincible domain, it was a violent earthquake. The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace had subdued the entire Invincible domain with his own strength. And now, the experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan wanted to kill the Dragon King? This was simply impossible. What they had to consider now was escape. We can't kill the Dragon King. Angel Jadek looked at the fire-obliterating heavenly fire eagle and transmitted his voice secretly. Retreat. They did not hesitate at all. If they couldn't kill the Dragon King, then there was no need to do so. All they had to do was report this matter to the Third Prince and the Phoenix Clan of Xinjiang. This was no longer a mission that they could complete. The Dragon King, who had 7 crazy subordinates, was invincible in the Invincible domain. Unless their strength could be doubled, it would be difficult to kill the Dragon King. Go. The blazing Falcon Phoenix let out a low roar and commanded all the experts. Chirp, chirp, chirp. He flapped his phoenix wings and prepared to flee. Since you're already here, you might as well stay here. Seeing that they were trying to escape, Yao Yui sneered coldly. He flapped his enormous wings and came to the position of their escape route. Similarly, Lei Shan relied on his terrifying speed to instantly block their path of retreat. Hee, your Phoenix Clan was very arrogant just now. So, I will slaughter a fire phoenix first. Seeing that they were trying to escape, Wang Xian revealed a cold expression. His gaze locked onto the blazing Falcon Phoenix, and the unbeginning sacred wings appeared behind him. Crash! With a flap of the unbeginning sacred wings, Wang Xian disappeared in an instant. In the next moment, he arrived above the blazing Falcon Phoenix. The distance between the two was only about a kilometer. With such terrifying speed, the blazing Falcon Phoenix had no time to react at all. You said that I'm not even qualified to be your enemy. Yet you said that you can kill me easily. Wang Xian stared at the blazing Falcon Phoenix and said emotionlessly. From Wang Xian's sudden disappearance to his voice reaching the ears of the blazing Falcon Phoenix, all this happened in an instant. Among the crowd, all the old monsters and experts could not react in time. When the blazing Falcon Phoenix heard the voice and sensed Wang Xian's figure, his pupils dilated rapidly and he lifted his head immediately. His line of sight met with a pair of mocking eyes. This made the blazing Falcon Phoenix tense up. His eyes were filled with fear and shock. How is this possible? He couldn't help but roar. How could this be possible? How did the Dragon King suddenly appear above him? A phoenix like you can be killed easily by me. Wang Xian stared at the blazing Falcon Phoenix and continued emotionlessly. With a flick of his palm, a grayish long saber slashed at the blazing Falcon Phoenix's neck. The speed of the long saber was fast, and they were very close to each other. It was so close that the blazing Falcon Phoenix had no time to react. No! The blazing Falcon Phoenix let out a frenzied roar. His voice was trembling and filled with intense fear. However, before he could finish his sentence, the long saber had already landed on his neck and chopped off the head of the blazing Falcon Phoenix. Losing a head wasn't a serious injury to an expert of this level. However, the excruciating pain and the fear in his heart made the blazing Falcon Phoenix let out a shrill scream. How dare you tell me that I can kill you easily with your strength? Wang Xian stared at the blazing Falcon Phoenix with ridicule and disdain. Given his current strength, he could easily kill the blazing Falcon Phoenix in seconds. Yet this guy still dared to act so presumptuously in front of him? No. Don't kill me. The fire hawks and phoenixes roared in despair. Their heads and bodies fled frantically into the distance. How naive! Trying to escape? Wang Xian flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and instantly arrived at the head of the blazing Falcon Phoenix. He stretched out his arm and turned it into a dragon claw. He grabbed the blazing Falcon Phoenix in his hand and directed the destructive energy towards its head. Swish, swish, rumble, rumble. The headless body flapped its huge wings violently. Waves of horrifying phoenix flames spread to the surroundings. Wang Xian's eyes turned cold when he saw it. He moved and waved his dragon claw. A huge, grayish dragon claw grabbed the headless body of the blazing Falcon Phoenix. The huge dragon claw clenched hard. The phoenix flames on his body started to extinguish at a terrifying speed. The extinguishing of the blazing falcon phoenix meant that he was completely annihilated. However, Wang Xian didn't kill him completely. Instead, he threw it casually and a huge net enveloped it. Wang Xian still wanted the blazing falcon phoenix to summon its own god nation before destroying it. What kind of strength is this? At the same time, Wang Xian suppressed a blazing falcon phoenix with a flip of his hand. This caused all the surrounding experts to tremble violently. Even Angel Gardecker and the fire-obliterating falcon phoenix trembled and felt darkness before their eyes. The blazing falcon phoenix was an existence comparable to a mad devil. How could such a horrifying expert be suppressed with a flip of his hand? There was no resistance at all. Just like a toy. Fear spread. Despair filled their hearts. Horror. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the Collections button below to record this time. Horror. You can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. Chapter 3688. Annihilating a mad demon with a flip of his hand? When everyone saw this scene, their faces were filled with shock. What kind of strength was this? Is this the strength of the Dragon King? How could this be possible? Fire Eagle is an existence at the level of Mad Demon. Such a powerful existence couldn't even put up any resistance in front of Wang Xian. Huomintian's face was filled with terror as he growled in a low voice. Such an expert was easily suppressed by the Dragon King. What about them? Hiss, is this the true strength of the Dragon King? With this kind of power, how can the experts of the Invincible domain resist? That fire phoenix is an existence at the level of a crazy demon. She was easily killed by the Dragon King like a toy. This strength is despairing. The Dragon King is so powerful. He could easily suppress a mad demon. No wonder the old witch and the others would submit to the Dragon King. No wonder. With such terrifying strength, even if the old witch, water demon, and the other experts don't come, and even if the Dragon King faces the experts of the angel race and the phoenix race alone, he wouldn't be afraid at all, right? This strength is too strong. All the old monsters in the surroundings were so shocked that they couldn't control themselves. Come with such terrifying strength, they felt that the Dragon King alone could fight against the experts of the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan. Damn it, is he the true ruler? Angel Gardecker stared at Wang Xian with cold sweat on his forehead. The angels around him also had horrified expressions on their faces. Breakthrough. Huomintian let out a low roar, and his face was filled with madness as he let out a wild roar. The mad demon experts on their side were easily suppressed. The strength displayed by the Dragon King filled them with despair. At this time, he could only escape. He ran for his life. Otherwise, they would be completely finished. The dozen angels from the Angel Clan also growled. With a wave of their arms, the powerful Angel Legion surrounded them and immediately broke through the Invincible domain's periphery. Don't get entangled by these maniacs. Angel Gardeck looked at the lightning demon wings blocking their path and roared in a frenzy. At this moment, they began to fight with all their might. Chirp, chirp, chirp. The 40 to 50 water phoenixes exchanged fearful glances, then immediately controlled the phoenix totems behind them to fly forward. That incomparably huge water phoenix totem flapped its wings and water energy circulated, making it look abnormally beautiful. Wisps of mist dispersed into the surroundings. They wanted to escape immediately. Buzz. Wang Xian stood in the void and looked at the experts from the Angel and Phoenix clan who were desperately trying to escape. Wang Xian smirked. He waved his arm. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon board on the old witch's body immediately flew towards him. The Tai Chi dragon plate revolved around him while the 5 elements grindstone floated above his head. Wang Xian raised his arm and a vast force of the 5 elements surged into the 5 elements grindstone. He waved his arm and aimed at the water phoenix totem. Boom! In the next moment, the 5 elements grindstone carried a terrifying force and directly attacked the water phoenix totem. Enhanced by Wang Xian, The Tai Chi Dragon Plate exploded with destructive power comparable to a second-order universe sovereign. Not good. Oh no, the Dragon Palace has locked onto us. Save us. When the 40 to 50 water phoenixes saw the terrifying Tai Chi Dragon Plate attacking them, they were horrified. They quickly turned around and controlled the huge phoenix totem. Chirp, chirp, chirp. The water phoenix totem let out a cry. It opened its mouth and waves of fire-like water energy attacked the Tai Chi Dragon Plate. Rumble, rumble, rumble. In the next moment, violent collision sounds were heard. Waves of water attribute flames landed in front of the 5 elements grindstone and were quickly extinguished by the energy. The 5 elements grindstone carried a powerful aura and continued to attack the water phoenix totem. We can't stop it. The strength of the Dragon King isn't something we can handle. We can't stop such a terrifying treasure. One of the water phoenixes shouted in horror. There are no experts who can support us. Continue to attack, Phoenix Water Bloom. They roared with reddened eyes. The water phoenix totem emitted blue light and an ice phoenix seemed to be formed. It attacked the 5 elements grindstone again. Kakaka. However, it collapsed immediately after the collision. Boom. The 5 elements grindstone carried an invincible aura as it arrived in front of the water phoenix totem. A terrifying destructive force swept towards the phoenix totem. Wang wang wang. Under the attack of the 5 elements grindstone, the water phoenix totem collapsed rapidly. In the end, only a scroll was left in the sky. A scroll of water phoenix. Below, the water phoenixes who suffered from the backlash of the energy spat out a mouthful of blood. They were severely injured. One strike, and it was an easy strike to destroy the water phoenix totem that was comparable to a crazy devil. Wang Xian revealed a faint smile when he saw this. He controlled the attack of the 5 elements grindstone, which was stronger than an ordinary second-order sovereign realm expert's all-out attack. It was a piece of cake to destroy the water phoenix totem. The Dragon King is mighty. All of you shall die obediently. Trying to kill our Dragon King is the stupidest decision you have ever made. Lei Shan roared. His figure moved and he directly attacked the angel core in front of him. So what if you are from the angel race? So what if you are from the phoenix race? Death Lotus. The old witch held the magic staff in her hand, and a huge Death Lotus array was formed, blasting towards the group of experts from the phoenix race. Ming Sha Sheng, Shursen, Yao Yu, Water Demon, and the rest rushed towards them at the same time. Starting lineup, www.m/x81zw/com/ the murderous aura and terrifying aura exuded from them caused the experts from the angel race and phoenix race to tremble violently. The water phoenix totem was easily destroyed by the Dragon King. The Dragon King is too strong. We can't stop him at all. We're doomed. If the Dragon King continues to attack, none of us will be able to escape. The Dragon King had easily suppressed the Fire Eagle Phoenix and destroyed the Water Phoenix totem on the first strike. 2 strikes from the Dragon King had easily suppressed the Fire Eagle Phoenix and destroyed the Water Phoenix totem on the second strike. 2 strikes from the Dragon King had caused them to lose 2 powerful combat forces. The Dragon King's strength was so strong that it made their hair stand on end. If he continued to strike, how could they win? In fact, they knew that the Dragon King wouldn't let them leave. He wouldn't let them off. At the thought of this, they almost lost their fighting spirit. You're next. Wang Xian stood in the void and shifted his gaze to Angel Gardecker. This was the leader of the angel race, and also the guy who arrogantly declared that he would annihilate him. Chapter 3689. Kill. The trading area had turned into a battlefield. The experts from the Angel Clan and Phoenix Clan were roaring crazily. They were desperately flying towards the outer perimeter of the Invincible domain. Wang Xian's 2 attacks had caused them to collapse. Now, they had to either die in silence or explode in silence. There was no time to hesitate. Run now. Run with all their might. The dozen angels from the Angel Clan were using the battle angel as a sharp blade, trying to carve out a path of survival. At this moment, They could no longer care about the loss of the battle angel. As long as they could make it out alive, it would be a blessing. Wang Xian locked his gaze on Angel Gardecker. He revealed a smile, flapped his unbeginning saint wings and flew towards him. Angel Gardecker, right? I heard you saying to annihilate him just now. Wang Xian's flying speed was very slow. In fact, he was about the same as an ordinary third-order universe sovereign. He looked very relaxed, as though he was taking a stroll in his own garden instead of a battlefield. As he spoke leisurely, his voice reached Angel Gardecker's ears. His tone was as though he was talking to an old friend. However, Angel Gardecker's body trembled violently when he heard Wang Xian's words. He turned his head and saw Wang Xian flying towards him. His eyes were filled with despair. Dragon King, if you dare to kill us, the Angel clan will not let you off. Our third prince will not let you off. Angel Gardecker bellowed fiercely. Won't let me off? Third prince? He. Wang Xian's eyes flickered and were filled with coldness. The Angel clan has been trying to kill me and annihilate my dragon palace. Aren't all your lackeys dead now? You think I won't dare to kill you just because you used the name of the Angel clan and the third prince? As Wang Xian spoke, he flew over. Kill. Seeing Wang Xian approaching, Angel Gardecker's expression changed drastically as he ordered the surrounding angel army. Over 100 battle angels with third-order universe sovereign combat strength charged towards Wang Xian. Wang Xian looked over and revealed a mocking expression. Waves of annihilation energy revolved around his body. Once the battle angel got close to him, her body stiffened and her life force rapidly disappeared. He couldn't get close to Wang Xian at all. Now, the battle between ordinary third-order universe sovereigns and Wang Xian was too huge. This was like the difference between an ordinary peak venerable and a second-order sovereign. How could an ordinary peak venerable fight against a second-order sovereign? Even if they outnumbered Wang Xian, it would still be difficult for them to break through his defense. As for Wang Xian, all he had to do was release waves of destructive energy. As soon as they got close, he could kill them instantly. Wang Xian flew towards the Gardeck angel without any hindrance. No. Seeing Wang Xian approaching, Gardecker's body trembled violently. As he retreated, despair filled his heart. Do you think you can escape today? Wang Xian stared at him and spoke with disdain. No, don't kill me. Angel Gardecker was on the verge of breaking down. Seeing that Wang Xian had flown to their side, he raised the huge sword in his hand and slashed at Wang Xian. Wang Xian lifted his palm and caught the huge sword easily. He stared at him emotionlessly. He exerted force in his palm and directly snatched the huge sword, staring at him calmly. His arm turned into a dragon claw and grabbed Gardecker in his hand. Facing Wang Xian's irresistible force, Gardecker's body couldn't stop trembling. Soul capture. Wang Xian stared at him with a thought. The pupils of Gardecker, who had completely broken down, started to slacken and his expression turned dull. Gardecker, send a message to your third prince immediately. Tell him that one day, I'll kill you and pluck your bird wings. Wang Xian said emotionlessly to Gardecker. Gardecker, whose soul was captured, mechanically took out his universe AI and sent a message to the third prince. Seeing him sending the message, Wang Xian revealed a smile. With a wave of his arm, Gardecker's body was thrown to the side of the Fire Falcon Phoenix. After doing all this, he scanned the entire battlefield again and fixed his gaze on the Fire Sky Phoenix. That Fire Phoenix, do you want me to go over and kill you, or do you want to come over obediently? Wang Xian's voice sounded and entered Hua Minxian's ears. At the same time, it was also transmitted to the entire battlefield. When Hua Minxian heard this, he looked over and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. At this moment, the entire battlefield quietened down. In fact, many experts stopped fleeing and looked over to Wang Xian. Many experts could feel that Gardecker had been suppressed by Wang Xian. This could no longer be considered as suppression. It should be considered as crushing him to death. As for the words of the Dragon King, it was also a form of judgment for Hua Minxian. A judgment that would be enforced with his words. Judging the Dragon King from the angel race? This must be the Dragon King judging the angel race and the phoenix race. Cough 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 cough. Seeing Wang Xian staring at him, Huamintian let out a creepy sound. Su Su Su. His eyes were filled with fear as he looked at Wang Xian. Wang Xian was also looking at him with the same calmness. This isn't a battle of the same level. Just the Dragon King alone can easily suppress all the experts. Invincible stance. Invincible stance. The Dragon King doesn't seem to be standing on the battlefield. Instead, he's standing high and mighty in his own holy kingdom, judging those reckless fellows. The Dragon King is simply invincible. Even when the battle broke out, the Dragon King didn't take them seriously. He struck casually and crushed the experts to death easily. The difference is too huge. Around the trading area, the old monsters from the Invincible domain were shocked to see this scene. Chinese M:8/1/Z/O/M/ At this moment, the battlefield was like a chessboard, and the Dragon King was the chess player. Whoever he wanted dead, that person would die. He stood there, invincible, as though he wasn't affected by the battle. At this moment, the experts from the angel race and the phoenix race were like ants. Dragon King, can you spare my life? Huaminyan looked at Wang Xian in despair as he suddenly begged. What do you think? Wang Xian let out a sarcastic laugh and flew towards him slowly. As calm as before, as though he was taking a stroll, he came before Huaminyan. At this moment, Huamintian didn't even have the courage to resist. He closed his eyes slowly, awaiting Wang Xian's judgment. Wang Xian extended his dragon claws and grabbed him. At the same time, he cast the soul manipulation art. Waves of information entered Wang Xian's mind. Qingjiang Aqua Phoenix. After a few seconds, Wang Xian uttered these words softly. Chapter 3690. The Phoenix race was indeed involved. The pinnacle races wouldn't be so bored as to join in the fight against the Dragon King just because of the third prince's invitation. There was no need for the pinnacle races to offend the current divine dragon bloodline. Even though the divine dragon bloodline had declined, it was still an extremely powerful pinnacle race in the past. At present, it was still highly possible for the Dragon Palace to become a pinnacle race. Therefore, there must be a special reason for the Phoenix race to join in. Wang Xian checked the information in his mind with his eyes shining. Kill them as soon as possible. Huamintian was suppressed by him. After getting some information, his eyes shone brightly as he looked at the old witch and the rest around him and ordered. Yes, Dragon King. The old witch and the rest of the 7 crazy demons immediately responded and unleashed all their strength. After dealing with the problem of losing their minds, they were even stronger in battle. Especially after Wang Xian suppressed Fire Hawk Maniac, Water Phoenix Totem, and Gardak Angel Huamintian. Their strength had already been greatly weakened. Under such circumstances, Wu Sha and the rest had the upper hand. Wang Xian stood there. The experts from the Phoenix race and Angel race didn't dare to approach him even if they were facing a group of crazy demons. He scanned the surroundings and fixed his eyes on the experts of the Angel clan and the top experts of the Phoenix clan. Wang Xian moved his palm and the 5 elements grindstone flew towards an expert from the Angel race. This angel was surrounded by a large number of third-order universe sovereigns. He had a powerful treasure in his hand and was desperately trying to escape. However, when he sensed Wang Xian's 5 elements grindstone attacking him, his body trembled and his face was filled with despair. Bam! The 5 elements grindstone arrived above him and destroyed the battle angels around him before suppressing him easily. Arg! When another angel was suppressed by Wang Xian, some of the experts from the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan who had noticed the commotion instantly went berserk. They had to go all out. Even if they had to suffer heavy injuries, even if they had to fight with their last breath, they had to go all out. Because if they didn't fight, they would die. There was no chance at all. When Wang Xian saw this, he smiled faintly. With a wave of his hand, the 5 elements grindstone charged towards the elite experts of the Phoenix clan. An unparalleled power descended directly on top of him. The Phoenix clan's top powerhouse smiled bitterly when he saw this. Ha! The Dragon King is invincible! Yao Yui gave a flattering roar. He spread his wings and they rapidly expanded, covering the entire sky. He flapped his huge wings, and countless golden quicksand and terrifying hurricanes formed, attacking the battle angels in front of him. Sha sha sha! The terrifying attack directly penetrated the bodies of the battle angels, causing them to collapse rapidly. A blood-curdling scream rang out. In the surroundings, Ming Sha Sheng, Shi Sen, Lei Shan, and the other mad demons also took out their special moves. Terrifying meteorites fell from the sky and smashed towards the experts of the Phoenix clan. The ghostly dark ghost doppelganger ignored physical attacks and shuttled through the battlefield like a shadow. The lightning-fast Lei Shan caused explosions in the sky. With every explosion, a powerhouse from the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan would die. It was a terrifying formation, and the heavy water was heavy. When the mad demons took out their special moves, it was a nightmare for the experts of the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan. Every mad demon had killed their way out of the invincible domain. They had forged their reputation with the blood of a large number of experts. Now that the 7 of them had joined forces, one could imagine how terrifying they were. However, the one that terrified everyone the most was the Dragon King. Wang Xian stood there and killed any experts with a wave of his hand. None of the experts could withstand a single blow from him. It's over. This time, none of the experts of the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan can escape. Genius Wang Xian waved his arm and killed them all. Standing in the sky, Wang Xian checked all the information in his mind. Soon, he opened his eyes and looked to the side. Next, I'll look for the experts of the Angel clan and the Phoenix clan in the invincible domain and kill them. When Wu Sha and the rest heard Wang Xian, they were slightly shocked. However, they nodded immediately and said, "Yes, Dragon King. Let's go." As Wang Xian spoke, the energy of the unbeginning sacred wings shrouded them. Search for the news of the Angel clan and the Phoenix clan on the Universe AI or somewhere else. After that, we'll rush over. Yes, Dragon King. The 7 mad demons took action immediately. At this moment, Wang Xian's eyes were filled with a cold, murderous intent. The Angel clan and Wang Xian were already at each other's throats. They had tried to eliminate him time and time again. In that case, he didn't have to worry about the identity of the Angel clan. As for the Phoenix clan, Wang Xian had found some clues from the memories of the Phoenix clan. This was related to the Divine Dragon Island. The Divine Dragon Island was once the old lair of the Divine Dragon bloodline. That was the origin of the Divine Dragon clan and also the foundation of the Divine Dragon clan. Currently, the paradise on the Divine Dragon Island had been occupied by the cosmic beasts in the Sea of Mountains. However, he knew from the memories of an expert of the Phoenix clan that the Green River Aqua Phoenix often visited the Divine Dragon Island. Chapter 3691. Starry behemoths of the mountains and seas occupied Divine Dragon Island, and the Green River aquatic phoenixes entered Divine Dragon Island. Is there a connection between these two? The astral beasts are different from the other peak races. They live more like beasts, hunting, growing, and hibernating. After the Divine Dragon race was destroyed, the other peak races did not occupy the Divine Dragon race's nest? How did it get occupied by giant star beasts? Is it because they're strong? If they were strong, how could the Green River Aqua Phoenix enter? Wang Xian was flying in the void at high speed with his eyes shining brightly. At the thought of the situation on the Divine Dragon Island, Wang Xian's mind raced. The leader of the ancestral dragon bloodline seemed to have been to the Divine Dragon Island. In the end, after being killed by the leader of the sacred dragon bloodline, he sent a message saying, "Be careful of the phoenix." There must be an important reason behind this. No matter what, the Angel clan and Phoenix clan have to pay the price for attacking me. I can't attack the disciples of the Angel clan and Phoenix clan outside, but there are no such rules in the invincible domain. Wang Xian's eyes gleamed with sharpness. He wanted to annihilate all the experts from the Angel and Phoenix clans in the invincible domain. Leave no one alive. He wanted to let the two peak races know that he was not to be trifled with. Of course, perhaps the peak clans did not care about the disciples in the Invincible domain. But that was not important. Most importantly, Wang Xian wanted to kill them. However, just as Wang Xian was flying in the void, the news of what had happened in the trading center spread like wildfire across the Invincible domain. The Angel race and Phoenix race's experts joined forces, and over 800 Third-Order sovereigns surrounded the Dragon King. In the end, 7 crazed demons suddenly appeared. Under the Dragon King's command, they killed all the experts of the Angel race and Phoenix race. This matter caused a huge sensation. The entire Invincible domain shook violently. This actually happened when we were leaving. This is simply unbelievable. Fuck, the experts of the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan are joining hands? Over 800 Third-Order sovereigns besieging the Dragon King? The Dragon King is the leader of the 7 deranged devils, and they've been subdued by the Dragon King? Every piece of news is enough to stir up the entire Invincible region. The 7 crazed devils of the Invincible realm have submitted to the Dragon King? All the experts of the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan were killed under the Dragon King's order? You didn't see it. The Dragon King's strength is the most terrifying. He can easily kill a mad demon. Mad demons can't even put up a fight in front of him. Why are the experts of the Phoenix clan working together with the Angel clan? Is it because of the eternal pregnancy fruit? But they were all wiped out by the Dragon King. It's too tragic. The Dragon King is an existence that cannot be fought in the Invincible domain. On the Universe AI, the Invincible domain was in an uproar. This news was too shocking for them. It didn't matter if the Angel clan and the Phoenix clan joined forces to besiege the Dragon King. Or did the 7 deranged demons submit to the Dragon King? Or perhaps it was the strength displayed by the Dragon King that shook the entire Invincible domain. In this world, there really was no enemy. In an instant, the Dragon King became the true king of the Invincible domain. An invincible king. At the same time, I am at a place in the Radiance God Mountain. The 3rd prince of the Radiance Angel clan stood in front of the throne in the palace. He looked at the information on the Universe AI with a cold expression. On his Universe AI, there was a message from Angel Gardecker. The content of the message was, "Sooner or later, I will kill you and pull out your wings." When he saw this message, his eyes were filled with a violent murderous intent. He naturally knew that this message was not sent by Angel Gardecker. He also naturally knew that this message was sent by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. "A puny Dragon King dares to provoke me. You are courting death." His expression was extremely cold and his expression was somewhat ugly. Especially when he found out about the situation in the Invincible domain. He handed over so many battle angels to his subordinates and took out so many resources. He even allied with the Aqua Phoenix of Xinjiang. In the end, they were still easily wiped out by the Dragon King. This made him furious, but at the same time, he had a new understanding of the Dragon King's strength. It's impossible to exterminate the Dragon King in the Invincible domain after subduing 7 crazy devils. Furthermore, the Dragon King's battle prowess isn't any weaker than a 2nd-order sovereign. He might be in existence on the same level as the 5 elements divine dragons. The 3rd prince's expression changed constantly. He waved his arm and a phoenix image appeared in front of him. Ripples appeared, and a few seconds later, a figure formed. "Have you received the situation in the Invincible domain?" The 3rd prince asked the Aqua Phoenix image. "Yes, unless a Universe Sovereign level expert makes a move, it will be very difficult to kill him." The Aqua Phoenix also frowned slightly. Their failure this time was completely out of their expectations. With the strength that the Dragon King had displayed, it would be very difficult to kill him. Do we really have to wait for the Dragon King to break through to the Sovereign Realm? Do we really have to wait for the Dragon Palace to reach the peak of the race? The 3rd prince said, "There is another way. Forget it, the possibility is too small. We can only wait for the Dragon Palace to reach the pinnacle." The Aqua Phoenix hesitated for a moment and said, The third prince raised his eyebrows and looked at her. What is the way you are talking about? The land of mountains and seas, but this method is not feasible. Forget it. The Aqua Phoenix shook her head. When the third prince heard this, he pondered for a moment and then shook his head. There was no other way. I don't know how long we have to wait. The third prince said with a little reluctance. This wait could be at least a few thousand years, or at most tens of thousands of years. The Aqua Phoenix shook her head. Given the current situation, they were completely helpless. The Dragon King's influence had been established. Unless they broke the rules and attacked, they would not be able to eliminate him. Once they broke the rules and eliminated him, given the relationship between the Dragon Palace and the Elf clan, they would definitely be punished. The loss outweighed the gain. Dragon King, there are experts from the Dark Angel gathering in a blessed grotto heaven. In the Invincible domain, Wang Xian led Wu Sha and the rest towards the periphery. Soon, Wu Sha and the rest received a message and reported it to Wang Xian. In the Invincible domain, there were still many old monsters from the Angel clan. After all, there were only a dozen experts from the Angel clan who attacked this time. In the Invincible domain, there were at least 200 to 300 experts from the Angel clan, especially the Dark Angel clan. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the collection button below to record this event. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. If you like Invincible Dragon Cultivation System. Chapter 3692. Let's go. Wang Xian's eyes flickered coldly when he heard Wu Sha's report. As long as he could find the experts from the Angel clan and Phoenix clan in the Invincible domain, he would not spare a single one. Dragon King, in that direction, in the Invincible zone, there are many experts from various peak clans here. There are no less than 300 experts from each peak clan. There are at least 300 experts from the Angel clan. Wu Sha explained to Wang Xian. Wang Xian nodded his head. With a swift movement, he flew over quickly. The Invincible domain was huge. However, after Wang Xian's breakthrough, his speed had reached a terrifying level. Now, if he were to fly from one side to the other, he would only need a dozen or so days. This speed was undoubtedly terrifying in the Invincible domain. Of course, Wang Xian's current speed was comparable to a third-order sovereign realm expert. No matter how big the Invincible domain was, it was ultimately a domain destroyed by a battlefield. Compared to the real universe and the chaotic continent, it was still a drop in the ocean. I never expected the Dragon King to have such terrifying strength. This time, a dozen Radiance Angels and a powerful angel army were easily killed by the Dragon King. The Dragon King's strength is indeed insane. Even when he was at the peak of the Divine Dragon Clan, his aptitude should have been top-notch. As for the Radiance Angels, the third prince has been trying to kill the Dragon King, right? Now that he has failed so many times, it's a disgrace to the Angel clan. It's fine to say these words here, but you mustn't say them outside. Otherwise, if we offend our superiors, we won't even know how we died. Hee, the third prince had to put in so much effort to kill the Dragon King. Now, the entire universe knows that the Angel clan has been trying to kill the Dragon King time and time again, only to fail. It's mainly because the Dragon King is too demon-like. In the Invincible domain, a group of dark angels gathered around the 9 underworlds' flame avatar and discussed. The 9 underworlds' flame avatar was the corpse of a huge cosmic beast. The enormous corpses formed an area that was known as the 9 netherworld flame body. This was a heavenly paradise that was extremely suitable for dark attribute experts to cultivate. It was also occupied by a group of dark angels. Dozens of dark angels gathered together to discuss the most shocking news in the Invincible domain. And this matter also involved their Angel clan. Rumor has it that Mad Demon only needs to consume a large amount of eternal pregnancy fruits to break through. I wonder if it's true. I think it's highly possible that it's true. This might be the reason why the 7 deranged demons submitted to the Dragon King. The 2 dark angels continued their conversation. It's a pity that the Dragon King is too strong. It would be difficult to get a large number of eternal pregnancy fruits from him unless it's a trade. Moreover, the Dragon King is selling them at a very high price. A dark angel said, shaking his head slightly. The rest of the dark angels nodded silently. If the Dragon King wasn't so powerful, they would definitely snatch it by force. Dragon King, it's right in front. While they were discussing, what the dark angels didn't know was that the Dragon King they were discussing had already arrived in front of them. Wu Sha pointed to the area ahead as she spoke to Wang Xian. This giant star beast corpse is really huge. Looking at the huge skeleton, Wang Xian was shocked. Some experts have guessed that this corpse is at least the corpse of a fourth-order universe sovereign realm space beast. Lei Shan answered. Wang Xian nodded his head. His dragon eyes scanned the area ahead and flew straight ahead. He didn't conceal himself or restrain his aura as he flew straight in. Someone's intruding. At the same time, the group of dark angels within the body of the underworld's flames immediately sensed something when Wang Xian entered. This was their lair. Naturally, they had set up a perimeter around it. Whoever dares to intrude into our territory is courting death. In the center, a dark angel stared outside with his blood-red eyes. His pair of wings flapped slightly and his body was filled with a tyrannical aura. With a move of their bodies, dozens of dark angels immediately flew out. As soon as they flew out, they saw 8 figures flying towards them. The one in the lead was in human form and also had a pair of wings. As for the people around him, when the group of dark angels saw the figures around him, their bodies stiffened slightly. Their eyes narrowed and their faces were filled with shock. That's the wings of the demonic maniac. That's the demonic maniac Shursin. Demonic maniac Thunderflash. Demonic maniac wings, Shursin, and Lei Shan were immediately recognized. The next moment, all their gazes were focused on Wang Xian with respect. It went without saying. This was the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. Greetings, Dragon King. May I know why the Dragon King is here? The group of dark angels was shocked. Looking at the Dragon King in front of them, they felt a little numb. But at this moment, they also knew that it was impossible to escape from the Dragon King. They braced themselves and asked with cupped fists. Why are you asking when you already know the answer? Of course, I'm here to kill the guys from the Angel Clan. Ming Shasheng stared at them and asked with a stern face. Kill us? Dragon King, what the Radiant Angels are doing has nothing to do with the Dark Angels. One of the Dark Angels was shocked as he quickly shouted. You are all from the same clan. I don't care if you are Dark Angels or Radiant Angels. Wang Xian's eyes were filled with cold, killing intent. Although the Angel Clan was divided into Radiant and Dark, they were a whole. If the Angel Clan wanted to kill him, would Wang Xian care if they were Dark Angels or Radiant Angels? They had to die. Swoosh. As soon as he finished his sentence, the unbeginning sacred wings flapped violently and appeared before the dozens of dark angels at a terrifying speed. At the same time, a surge of energy grabbed them completely. No, no, no! Seeing Wang Xian appearing before them in an instant, a group of dark angels screamed in horror and despair. But in the next moment, a surge of energy shrouded them. Soon, they summoned their holy nations. With a wave of his arm, Wang Xian killed a total of 48 dark angels. Let's continue. Wang Xian kept the corpses and said emotionlessly to them. It's the Dragon King. Dragon King, there's another place where many experts are gathered. There are definitely experts from the Angel Clan and possibly the Phoenix Clan. Wu Sha continued. Chapter 3693. Invincible City is rumored to be the place where the Great War in the Invincible Domain ended. There are 5 to 6 corpses of cosmic giant beasts there, as well as the ruins of 7 to 8 cosmic god nations. The energy there is chaotic, but it's a great place for experts to cultivate. Many experts from the Invincible Domain gather there. Invincible City was a place where treasures gathered in the Invincible Domain. There were 7 to 8 ruins of holy nations and 5 to 6 corpses of cosmic giant beasts. The energy there was boundless. There were many experts gathered there, but these experts were from various races. Wu Sha wasn't sure exactly how many angels and phoenixes there were. But there were definitely some. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. With a swift move, he flew in the direction of Invincible City. He was fast, and no experts knew that more than 40 dark angels were killed at the body of flames of the underworld. A day later, Wang Xian arrived at the front of Invincible City. Rather than calling it a city, it was more like a place where corpses and broken holy nations gathered. The good thing was that it was not too messy. Wang Xian could sense quite a number of experts gathering in Invincible City from where he was standing. The number of experts was no less than 700 to 800. There were even 2 powerhouses engaged in a life and death battle in one of the locations. Surround the entire Invincible City. I'll go in. Wang Xian looked at Wu Sha and the rest as he ordered. Yes, Dragon King. Wu Sha and the rest nodded. The 7 crazy demons looked at each other and flew in all directions. They wanted to surround the entire Invincible City. As for Wang Xian, he flew in directly and scanned the surroundings. The pinnacle races had their unique aura. The angel race had the power of light and darkness. The phoenix race had the power of phoenix. With just a little sensing, he could lock onto the angels and phoenixes. Who's this? It's the Dragon King. Yes, he's the Dragon King. What's the Dragon King doing here? After Wang Xian entered, he scanned the surroundings without any scruples. When some experts saw him, their faces were filled with awe and respect as they asked in surprise. A few days ago, Wang Xian was truly invincible in the invincible domain. Now, all the old monsters were in awe of the Dragon King. Greetings, Dragon King. Some of the old monsters even bowed respectfully when they saw Wang Xian. Wang Xian swept a glance and continued to observe the surroundings. Brother Black Open Air, look over there. Dragon King? On a high platform in Invincible City, waves of energy surged up from below. A dozen or so old monsters were sitting cross-legged at the top, and in front of them was a chessboard. Suddenly, an old monster noticed Wang Xian from afar and exclaimed in surprise. The dozen or so old monsters looked over with sparkling eyes. Among them, there was a dark angel, a radiant angel, and the rest were old monsters of other races. They looked at Wang Xian. Wang Xian had also sensed them. When Wang Xian saw that there were 2 experts from the angel clan among them, he revealed a faint smile. He immediately flew over. The Dragon King is coming to our side. The Dragon King is invincible. We have to be more respectful. Upon seeing Wang Xian flying over, dozens of experts transmitted their voices to each other. Greetings, Dragon King. When they saw Wang Xian flying over, they immediately greeted him respectfully. The current Wang Xian was qualified to receive their huge gifts. Wang Xian nodded his head plainly. With a swing of his arm, 2 chains struck towards the Radiant Angel and Dark Angel instantly. What? When the 2 angels saw Wang Xian attacking them suddenly, their expressions changed drastically. Dragon King, why are you attacking us? They wanted to dodge, but Wang Xian was too fast for them to react in time. The Dark Angel yelled with an incomparably ugly and furious expression. Because you are disciples of the Angel Clan. You deserve to die. Upon hearing him, Wang Xian replied plainly. A wave of energy from the chains surged into their bodies. The 2 angels let out a blood-curdling scream as their bodies trembled violently. In the next moment, they were pulled into the Dragon Palace by Wang Xian and suppressed. Just because they were disciples of the Angel Clan. This was a war between races. After suppressing the 2 angels, Wang Xian looked around and continued flying forward. At the side, dozens of experts were shivering in fear. When Wang Xian struck, they felt death looming over them. Seeing that Wang Xian had left, they gasped in shock. Is this the strength of the Dragon King? Hei Lang and the rest didn't even have the strength to resist. The Dragon King is killing the experts of the Angel Clan. Is he here to wipe out the experts of the Angel Clan? Only the Dragon King can kill the experts of the Angel Clan without any scruples, right? The dozens of experts were shocked to see this scene. Cold sweat broke out on their foreheads as they commented. Over there, I can sense the aura of the experts of the Phoenix Clan. Wang Xian looked to the right and flew over immediately. His eyes were fixed on a building. His eyes flickered as he clawed his arm. A grayish dragon claw grabbed towards that building. "Who's there?" A voice was heard from within the building, following which, a golden phoenix flew out with golden radiance. "I, the Dragon King, am here to kill you." Wang Xian looked at the golden phoenix and spoke plainly. The dragon claw grabbed towards him once again. "Dragon King? I didn't offend you. Why are you attacking me? Why are you trying to kill me?" The golden phoenix was obviously unaware of what had happened in the trading center as he roared in anger. He flapped his golden wings and shot rays of golden radiance towards the dragon claw. However, his attack had no effect on the dragon claw as it continued to grab towards him at a terrifying speed. "Because you phoenixes deserve to die." Wang Xian replied calmly upon hearing his words. The dragon claw grabbed his body directly. A surge of energy surged into his body and wiped out his vitality. "What? There's a battle over there. It's the Dragon King. The Dragon King is killing the experts of the Phoenix clan." The commotion here had attracted the attention of many old monsters in the surroundings. They looked over and saw a golden phoenix being suppressed by Wang Xian. Upon hearing his words, they were shocked. "Because you phoenixes deserve to die? The Dragon King is killing the experts of the Phoenix clan. The Dragon King is taking revenge. He's taking revenge on the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan for attacking him. This is too unscrupulous and domineering. He's killing the experts of the Phoenix clan and the Angel clan directly." When they looked over, their faces were filled with shock. One had to know that the other party was backed by the top clans. Chapter 3694, Bam. After suppressing another golden phoenix, Wang Xian continued to scan the surroundings. Wang Xian's actions had shaken the entire Invincible city. The news of the Dragon King killing the experts from the Angel clan and the Phoenix clan in Invincible cities spread like wildfire. There are dozens of experts from the Angel clan here. Wang Xian didn't bother about the experts around him. With a swift movement, he sensed dozens of angels ahead and immediately flew over. What happened next was simple. When Wang Xian flew over, the dozens of angels couldn't put up any resistance. They were all suppressed by Wang Xian amidst their indignation, anger, and fear. What awaited them was death. Wang Xian had already listed the Angel clan as the strongest and also an enemy that he would not rest until he was dead. The continuous attacks from the Angel clan had made Wang Xian decide that if he was strong enough, he would definitely make the Angel clan pay a heavy price. Oh no, the Dragon King is killing the experts from the Angel clan in Invincible City. But we didn't offend the Dragon King. Why is he killing us? Could it be that they blamed the siege at the trading venue on us angels? A prince from the Angel clan has always wanted to destroy the Dragon King and the Dragon Palace. He should be the one who attacked the trading area. Now the Dragon King is looking for the experts from the Angel clan. Once he finds them, he will kill them immediately. Let's run. There were still many experts from the Angel clan in Invincible City. The Phoenix clan had sent more than 90% of the Phoenixes in Invincible City to attack Wang Xian. As for the Angel clan, they didn't send many. The third prince only ordered a dozen angels to lead the angel army to attack the Dragon King. Therefore, there were still many old monsters from the Angel clan in Invincible City. The experts from the Angel clan in Invincible City felt extremely aggrieved when they heard the news. They didn't dare to hesitate and immediately fled. However, before they could escape, they saw a bunch of crazed demons floating in the air around Invincible City, staring coldly at them. Oh no, it's the crazy demons that the Dragon King has subdued. We're doomed. Scatter and run. Damn it. The Prince of the Light clan offended the Dragon King. Why did he implicate us? Damn it. The group of angels looked around in horror, and one of the dark angels roared with an abnormally ugly expression. You guys from the Angel clan still want to escape? When Lei Shan saw them, he displayed his terrifying strength. In an instant, he arrived in front of the dozens of angels, his eyes filled with a cold expression. The Radiant Angels were experts in Legion warfare. They all had their own angel core. Dark Angels were different. They generally relied on their own strength and did not have an angel core. However, when the dozens of angels saw Thunderflash attacking them, their expressions changed drastically. "Attack him!" The dozens of angels gritted their teeth and roared loudly. "Haha, with just you two? Today, I'll play with you. Old Witch, Yao Feather, don't attack." Lei Shan laughed out loud and roared loudly. This was the first time he had fought such a carefree battle since he had regained his consciousness. Soloing dozens of angels was just right. Hee hee. Around them, Wu Sha and the others smiled coldly. They just stood there and watched, not interfering. Rumble, rumble, rumble. That is? The Dragon King's subordinates are crazy demons. They are fighting with the experts from the Angel Clan. Now the entire Invincible City has been surrounded by 7 crazy demons. Moreover, those crazy demons are just fooling around. Only Thunderflash Crazy Demon is attacking. This? How can the experts from the Phoenix Clan and Angel Clan escape from the Invincible City? They're dead meat. The battle here had attracted the attention of many experts in the Invincible City. They looked over with gleaming eyes and discussed fervently. Next, all the experts in the Invincible City watched in awe as Wang Xian cleaned up the experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan one by one. No one dared to stop him, and no one dared to say anything. Even the experts who were on good terms with the Angels and Phoenix Clan could only watch from the side. At this moment, no one dared to provoke the Dragon King. And no one dared to provoke the Dragon King. Everyone in the Invincible Domain knew the current strength of the Dragon King. More than an hour later, Wang Xian had cleaned up the entire Invincible City. 83 experts from the Angel Clan and 5 experts from the Phoenix Clan were all suppressed by him. "Let's go." After cleaning up, Wang Xian flew out of the Invincible City and said to Wu Sha and the rest, "Yes, Dragon King." Wu Sha and the rest followed behind and quickly disappeared into the void. The 7 crazy demons have completely submitted to the Dragon King. It seems like it won't be long before the Dragon Palace can be promoted to the pinnacle of the races. The Dragon Palace's promotion to the pinnacle of the races is almost 100% certain. The Divine Dragon Clan is indeed the Divine Dragon Clan. Their bloodline is too strong. The experts in the Invincible City murmured as they watched them leave. In the following period of time, Wang Xian led the 7 crazy demons to kill the experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan in a frenzy within the Invincible Domain. This news spread quickly within the Invincible Domain. Damn it, the Radiance Angel has completely angered the Dragon King. Let's hurry and escape from the Invincible Domain. Run, run. As long as the Dragon King is around, we will all be in great danger. That Dragon King is so arrogant to hunt the experts from the Angel Clan. One day, the Angel Clan will make him pay 1,000 times over. Half a month later, almost all the experts in the Invincible Domain knew about this matter. The experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan also flew out of the Invincible Domain in fear. Currently, no one in the Invincible Domain could stop the Dragon King. If they did not leave, they would die if they encountered him. This made the old monsters from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan extremely frustrated. However, they could only flee. This caused the experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan to disappear within a short period of time within the Invincible Domain. We haven't found any experts from the Angel Clan for 5 to 6 days. After a month, Wang Xian frowned and said, "Dragon King, the news of you hunting the experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan has spread. The experts from the 2 pinnacle races should have escaped." Wu Sha said, "That's right, Dragon King. You single-handedly allowed the experts from the 2 pinnacle races to escape from the Invincible Domain. This is the first time in more than 10 billion years that someone has achieved such a magnificent feat." Ming Shusheng, who was beside her, chimed in. Chapter 3695. Hee hee, let's go to the territory of the giant beasts of Starry Sky. Wang Xian smiled faintly when he heard their words. In the Invincible Domain, The old monsters of the two pinnacle races were completely terrified. They were either hiding in a very secluded place or had escaped back to their races. It would be extremely difficult to find them. Wang Xian did not intend to continue his search. He headed to the territory of the giant beasts of Starry Sky and killed them. Wang Xian's trip to the Invincible domain could be considered to be very satisfactory after getting rid of the giant beasts of Starry Sky. Yes, Dragon King. Wu Sha and the rest answered and followed Wang Xian into the territory of the giant beasts of Starry Sky. Just as Wang Xian headed towards the territory of the giant beasts of Starry Sky and was about to carry out a massacre, news from the outside world blew up in the chaotic continent. This news came from within the Invincible domain. It also came from the declaration of an expert from the Dark Angels of the Angel Clan, one of the pinnacle races. When Wang Xian hunted down the experts from the Angel Clan and the Phoenix Clan in the Invincible domain, it completely infuriated the old monsters of the two pinnacle races, especially the Dark Angels. All along, it had always been the Radiance Angels who attacked the Dragon King. In the end, they suffered an unexpected disaster. They were attacked by the Dragon King. There were even hundreds of Dark Angels who died in the hands of the Dragon King. This filled the Dark Angels who escaped from the Invincible domain with rage. The Dark Angels who escaped from the Invincible domain came to complain to their seniors. Although it was the Angel Clan who had been besieging and trying to destroy the Dragon King, there was still a difference between the Radiance Angels and the Dark Angels. The Dark Angels also bore the consequences for the Radiance Angels. This made one of the Dark Angels' experts of the Dark Angels very unhappy. This Dragon King is too arrogant. He killed the disciples of the Dark Angels when the Radiance Angels attacked him. He must be courting death. The eyes of a Dark Angel expert of the sovereign level were filled with coldness. He naturally could not blame the Radiance Angels for this matter. The Radiance Angels and the Dark Angels were two different races, but they were also one race. They had the same Angel Emperor. Dragon King, you killed the Dark Angels wantonly in the Invincible domain. Just you wait and see. Your Dragon Palace will be annihilated one day. This Dominator-level Dark Angel directly declared on the universe's AI. And because a Dominator-level expert made such a declaration on the universe's AI, it attracted the attention of many experts. What happened in the Invincible domain was especially huge. The experts and disciples of other peak clans also received the news. This caused them to participate in the discussion in the Invincible domain. I heard from a senior in the clan that the Dragon King was invincible in the Invincible domain. He subdued 7 mad devils and killed 2 to 3 of them. Moreover, the Angel race and Phoenix race sent over 800 Third-Order sovereigns to attack him, but they were all killed instead. This Dragon King is a little sick. He's definitely not an ordinary mutant divine dragon. He can even kill a crazed demon in the Invincible domain. How terrifying. He's definitely invincible below the ruler level. Invincible. They're really invincible below the Dominator realm. It looks like it won't be long before the Dragon Palace rises to the level of a peak race. On the universe AI, the experts and disciples of the pinnacle races were discussing in shock. As for the discussion of the disciples of the peak races, the experts of the various high-level races and forces in the chaotic continent could naturally see it as well. They looked at the news one by one, and their faces were filled with shock. It can't be? The Dragon King is really invincible in the Invincible domain? Hiss, is this real or fake? Even the experts and disciples of the pinnacle races are saying that the Dragon King is invincible below the ruler level? The Dragon King actually forced 2 experts from the pinnacle races to escape from the Invincible domain. He actually subdued 7 of the strongest existences in the Invincible domain. This is unbelievable. Just how strong is the Dragon King now, to be able to infuriate a ruler from the Angel race? Over 800 Third-Order sovereigns surrounded the Dragon King, but they were all killed by the Dragon King? Even a true First or Second-Order universe sovereign wouldn't be this strong, right? When the experts of the various races of chaotic continent received this news, their faces were filled with disbelief and shock. How long has it been since the Dragon King entered the Invincible domain? Just a few years, right? But a few years had actually caused the entire Invincible domain to tremble, causing 2 experts from the pinnacle races to escape from the Invincible domain and to become truly invincible. Such a battle record was simply unprecedented below the universe's sovereign realm. The experts of the pinnacle races said that the Dragon Palace will become a pinnacle race soon. It seems like the Dragon Palace is really going to rise. I can't believe that the Dragon Palace is actually going to become a pinnacle race in such a short time. The Dragon King is too strong. This is simply recreating the glory of the divine dragon bloodline. What the ancestral dragon leader failed to do is about to be done by the Dragon King. The group of experts from the higher echelons discussed in shock on the universe AI. Kiki. At the same time, in the Dragon Palace below the Heaven Eternal River, Prime Minister Turtle and the experts of the Dragon Palace looked at the information on the universe AI, their faces filled with pride. That was their Dragon King. Their invincible Dragon King. The resources that the Dragon King brought this time are too much. The Dragon Palace will definitely receive a terrifying upgrade. Prime Minister Turtle stood in the dragon transformation pool, smiling as he looked ahead. This time, Wang Xian had killed more than 1,000 Third-Order Universe sovereigns in the Invincible domain. Among them, many of the corpses were far stronger than ordinary Third-Order Universe sovereigns by 1 to 2 times, or even 3 to 4 times. Other than these, there were also the corpses of giant space beasts and about 5,000 driftwood birds. These driftwood birds were wild beasts with Second-Order Universe sovereigns' combat strength. 5,000, a total of 5,000. This was enough to increase the number of Third-Order Universe sovereigns in the Dragon Palace by 500. Other than that, there were also a large number of divine kingdoms and innate spiritual treasures. In short, the upgrade of the Dragon Palace this time was unprecedented. The experts of the Dragon Palace would also reach a terrifying level. Although they might not be comparable to the pinnacle races, at least in terms of foundation, the Dragon Palace had received a huge boost. However, none of this was known to the outside world. When the Dragon Palace displayed its strength again, even the pinnacle races would be shocked. Chapter 3696, Dragon King, it's right in front. Just as the outside world was in shock, Wu Sha and the rest pointed to the front and said to Wang Xian from the space giant beast territory in the Invincible domain. In front of them, there was an incomparably huge lair in sight. This was a beehive-like nest that contained a terrifying amount of energy. The energy made Wu Sha and the rest shudder. They did not dare to enter recklessly. What is this? Do you know? Wang Xian stared at them and raised his eyebrows. The horrifying beehive-like building in front was very strange and contained a very powerful aura. Even Wang Xian found this aura a little terrifying. An existence that could make him feel fear was definitely not an ordinary thing. I don't know. Wu Sha shook her head. It's a little strange indeed. This is the deepest part of the Invincible domain. In the past, there were powerful space giant beasts roaming around here. Even with our strength, we could not come here. Ming Shaxing said with a contemplative look on his face, I remember a senior once said that he went to the deepest part of the Invincible domain and saw an unusable treasure. It should be this treasure. An unusable treasure? Upon hearing his words, Wang Xian revealed a doubtful look. Yes, I don't know why the senior said that. But he should be talking about the nest in front. This nest doesn't look like a dilapidated holy nation. Ming Shaxing nodded and said, It doesn't look like it. Lei Shan looked ahead and nodded. But this building is still here and has not been taken away by the experts from the peak races. There must be a special reason. Wang Xian nodded and said, A group of space giant beasts is hiding in here. Not here. Wu Sha nodded and said, Dragon King, according to the investigation of my array, they are hiding over there. Look, there is a dilapidated holy nation beside this strange building. Wang Xian looked over and indeed, there was a dilapidated holy nation beside the beehive. More than half of the holy nation was submerged in this beehive. Let's go over. Wang Xian looked at the dilapidated god nation that had sunk into the hive and flew over. At the same time, he sent a message to Enlai. As he approached the side of the beehive building, Wang Xian suddenly sensed a slightly familiar aura. His eyes widened and he laid down a demon spirit altar in front of him. Greetings, Dragon King. The next moment, Enlai appeared in front of Wang Xian and bowed to him. Wu Sha and the others were surprised to see Enlai suddenly appear. Directly ignoring space and the void barrier of the invincible domain, this ability was a little strange. Dragon King, this strange building gives me a very familiar feeling. It feels like it's in space. Enlai's gaze fell on the beehive building as soon as he appeared, and he said with a puzzled expression. Really? When Wang Xian saw it, his eyes lit up. Space was what Enlai called his ability. Whether it was teleportation or teleportation, Dark Blaze's abilities involved space. And in the universe, there was no space attribute. The universe's origin source had 9 great attributes. The origin source attribute could fuse and evolve into other special attributes, but the space attribute was not present. There was no such thing as a time attribute, but Enlai could control space. This was very strange. This had something to do with the demon spirit altar and the demons that he had met previously. Did this beehive building have a space that Enlai was familiar with? Enlai, enter the dilapidated holy kingdom at the side first. Be careful when you enter. There are some powerful star behemoths inside. Wang Xian's eyes flickered slightly. The Tai Chi dragon coiled around Enlai and said to him, Yes, Dragon King. Enlai shifted his gaze to the dilapidated holy kingdom at the side. In the next moment, his figure disappeared. Dragon King, this is? When Lei Shan and the others saw Enlai vanish in an incomparably strange manner, they were all astonished. They could sense that Enlai did not seem strong, but his ability to appear and disappear mysteriously surprised them. Wang Xian did not answer them, but stood there quietly. Soon, Enlai appeared by Wang Xian's side and nodded to Wang Xian. Let's go. Don't resist. Wang Xian ordered Wu Sha and the rest. Enlai's energy enveloped them, and they disappeared instantly. After they entered, Wang Xian scanned the surroundings. This was the interior of an ordinary dilapidated holy kingdom. As far as he could see, he did not see any star behemoths. There's a lingering aura of a star behemoth here, but it seems to have left. Wu Sha sensed the surroundings with a compass in her hand. She frowned slightly. The intelligence of star behemoths is not low. They might have left. Shusen said. Wang Xian scanned his surroundings and fixed his eyes on the spot in front of him. He moved and flew over immediately. As he flew forward, Wang Xian realized that the void in front of him seemed to be separated, and a part of this holy kingdom had integrated into another space. Could it be inside? Water Demon flew over and guessed. Wu Sha held the sorcerer's compass and frowned. She could not figure out anything. Enlai, can you sense anything? Wang Xian stared ahead and asked. Dragon King, the energy that separated the void is similar to the energy in my body. Enlai's eyes flickered as he spoke. The birth of Enlai was very coincidental and strange. It could not be replicated. Enlai's advancement was also very strange. He needed to absorb the energy of the demonic soul altar. In his mind, there was an icon of the demonic soul altar. It was densely packed with countless icons. He could teleport directly, but the place he would be teleported to was very strange and creepy. That place did not seem to be the interior of the chaotic continent. There were also creepy creatures there. With Wang Xian's current knowledge, he still could not figure out what that place was. In short, everything seemed very strange. He was also very curious about this beehive building that was similar to Enlai's energy. Go inside and take a look. Be careful. Wang Xian said to him, Dragon King, I don't think I need to teleport. As Enlai spoke, he walked to the energy that separated the void and reached out to touch it. His palm passed through it easily. Huh. Wang Xian saw this and raised his eyebrows. He walked over and reached out his palm. However, his palm was blocked outside. The power of the 5 elements was condensed, but it had no effect on this energy. Chapter 3697. Even with Wang Xian's current strength, which was stronger than a second-order universe sovereign, he was able to make this void barrier remain motionless. Yet Enlai could stretch out his hand and pass it over. One could imagine that this energy was similar to the energy in Enlai's body. "Go in," Wang Xian said to Enlai. Enlai nodded. With a move, his figure disappeared. Wu Sha and the rest reached out to touch. They wanted to enter, but there was no way. Dragon King. The next moment, Enlai's figure appeared. He looked at Wang Xian with a tinge of shock in his eyes. "What's wrong?" Wang Xian looked at him. "Dragon King, there are dozens of corpses inside. Take a look." As he spoke, Wang Xian felt the surrounding scene change. It was as though they had entered a special space. There was no attribute in this space. He could not feel any energy. "Dragon King, I can feel the energy in my god nation being isolated." Shursen suddenly exclaimed. Energy was isolated. This meant that they could not absorb energy from the god nation. There was no energy here. As time passed, their physical bodies would die here. In other words, they would die for real. There is no energy around and the god nation is isolated. Wang Xian nodded his head and looked ahead. At this moment, they seemed to have entered the interior of a beehive. This was an oval space. In front of this space, there were corpses. There were human experts' corpses and a few galactic beasts' corpses. The galactic beasts' corpses were obviously killed. As for the human corpses, they were entrenched there. It was as though they had died because there was no energy to absorb. Dragon King looked. That corpse has golden skin, golden hair, and golden bones. It's a gold man. It's a gold man. Suddenly, an exclamation was heard. Wang Xian looked over and fixed his eyes on the golden corpse. The gold man was also known as the Golden War God. It was once a peak race before the last apocalypse. It's really a gold man. Didn't the gold man race perish in the last apocalypse? Why are there still their corpses here? Wu Sha asked in surprise. Wang Xian's eyes flickered. The gold man was a peak race expert before the last apocalypse. He was in existence with an extremely terrifying physical body. Wang Xian walked over and touched the skeleton with his hand. He could still feel an indestructible feeling. Based on these bones alone, the strength of this person when he was alive is definitely not lower than a 6th-order sovereign. Wang Xian murmured. He had never imagined that he would encounter such a miraculous event this time. To be able to meet a race that stood at the pinnacle of the last cataclysm. Wang Xian did not know much about the cataclysm. In fact, it seemed like all the peak races would keep the cataclysm a secret. Dragon King, there are treasures here. At that moment, Lei Shan's surprised voice came from the side. Wang Xian looked over and saw a sword not far away from the skeleton of the gold man. A golden sword. The sword was already sheathed, but even so, one could tell that this sword was extraordinary. Lei Shan extended his hand and took out the golden sword. He then pulled it out. A sharp aura could be felt. However, it seemed that because it had not absorbed energy for a long time, the special ability had disappeared. This is definitely an innate cardinal treasure, a powerful one, Lei Shan said. Wang Xian nodded his head and walked over immediately. He held the golden sword in his hand and moved his palm. A wave of metal attribute energy was injected into the sword. Faint figures of gold men appeared around the long sword and a sharp radiance swept across the surroundings. A very powerful golden sword. Wang Xian was slightly surprised. Dragon King, there are more treasures here. I don't know how many, but there are a total of 6 innate cardinal treasures. At this time, the voices of Wu Sha and the rest could be heard. Wang Xian flew over and immediately saw the treasures placed around the corpses. Even though there was no energy, he could tell that they were innate cardinal treasures that were created by heaven and earth. A book, a seal, a chessboard, a dagger, a black brush, and a painting. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and waved his arm. The treasures floated around him one by one. 6 innate cardinal treasures floated around him. Suddenly, there were some changes to the painting. The painting suddenly moved, and a shadow slowly appeared. The face of the shadow could not be seen clearly. It was in the form of a human and wearing a windbreaker. Juniors, I don't know if you are from the Void Universe or the disciples of the Nine-Source Universe. Let's just take it that you are the disciples of the Nine-Source Universe. It is fate that you are able to enter this place. At this time, the shadow suddenly spoke. Obviously, the remnant energy had been activated. Wang Xian looked over and revealed a curious look. Void Universe? Nine-Source Universe? The corpses you see here are all of us, survivors of the last cataclysm. Where you are standing is the enemy of the Nine Essences Universe, the Void Pagoda of the Void Universe. The Void Pagoda is the ultimate war treasure of the Void Universe's royal clan, the Void Folk. This supreme treasure was left behind by the war god of the Pinnacle race, the Gold Men, during the previous cataclysm. We tried to crack it but failed. Subsequently, it was snatched away by the cosmic beasts of the starry universe. Wang. As the illusory figure spoke, Wang Xian and the rest listened quietly. Suddenly, the illusory figure trembled and gradually disappeared. What the fuck? He disappeared without finishing his sentence? What's going on? Seeing this scene, Demon Feather could not help but roar. Indeed, the words of this illusory figure had caused them to be too puzzled and shocked. Nine-Source Universe, Void Universe, Starry Universe. What did each of these mean? What was going on with the cataclysm? They were sure that the Nine-Source Universe was the universe they were in, but what about the Void Universe? The enemy of the Nine-Source Universe? And what did the cosmic beasts of the Starry Universe mean? Weren't the cosmic beasts of their universe? Hearing the words of the shadow, Wang Xian's face was filled with curiosity. Void Universe, Void Tower. Wang Xian murmured and looked at Enlai beside him. In the past, Enlai had directly teleported to the coordinates in his mind and said that the world was very strange. Moreover, when Wang Xian received the unbeginning sacred wings, he had inherited a scene. The owner of the unbeginning sacred wings was fighting with a powerful existence that could teleport. Does this have anything to do with the cataclysm? Judging by the time, there are still billions of years before the cataclysm arrives. Wang Xian murmured and looked around. In the entire oval-shaped space, other than these corpses, there was nothing else. This space was only a few thousand kilometers in size and was not very big. Clearly, this was just a small part of the Void Tower. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.